What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Celebrity Encounters, where I basically just kind of sit here and tell you about one of the 8x10s that I have and, the story that goes along with it. Today I got one that's a little bit different. It's a horse of a different color, if I will, if I may, if I must, which I'm gonna. Quite honestly, may not be considered a celebrity to everybody, although he has been in many movies. He's very famous for playing Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 back in the 90s. He is best known as Big Daddy Cool Diesel from WWE, or Kevin Nash from the WCW days when he was with the NWO. He helped form the NWO, as you can see in the t-shirt here that I have, the signature, the 8x10 that I got from him. So yes, all of you may not find this one quite as entertaining, but the story is fun, so I do think you should stick around for this one, because this one's twofold. This is kind of a double story, because I met him twice. The first time was at his table where I met him with the autograph and everything like that. This is one of the brief stories, but the thing that kind of makes the story is the second time I met him, which is far more entertaining than the first time. So let's start with the first time. First time I met him, he had the long hair. He actually doesn't have any long hair anymore. It was Chiller Fest. Like I said, a lot of these 8x10s back here, all Chiller Fest. Like I met a lot of people there. And he had a table, we went up to him. And me and my friend Derek went over to the table. And now, from what people say, sometimes they pass on and they say that Kevin Nash is kind of grumpy when you meet him and everything like that. But I never had that experience. He was always pretty cool when I met him. So we went over and, we got our autographs and everything like that. And Derek and I actually decided to take a picture together with him. And he put his arms around us and we were talking and we were whatever, and we took the picture. And Derek freaks out. He's like, I think I blinked. And like being a goofball. And all I remember thinking to myself was like, I can't believe he's acting like this right now in front of this guy. Like, but then Kevin Nash goes into a room. He's like, check it, make sure it's okay. And I was like astounded at the fact that he was just kind of being cool along with. So he was really cool. That's why it's like when people say he's a grump and everything, like, I don't get it. So that's it. Like, if that was just the story, that's it. That's the end of it right there. But lucky for you, that's not where it ends. Now, of course, that's where this encounter ends. But we do, in fact, have another encounter years later. Also at Chiller Fest. He's there again. Now, this guy, he's huge. I mean, you can take a look. The picture doesn't do him justice, but he's about 7 feet tall. Very, very large man. And we're at Chiller, and we were going into the room that he was in because I had been, as we've learned in another video, boozing a little bit, and we're walking into the room that he's going to be in, and I'm like, I think I might want to meet him again. Well, as we're walking in, he just happens to be taking a break and leaving his table. So we're walking down this hallway, and the hallway is not very wide, and so he's like right here, and I'm like right here. So as I'm walking by, now many of you, if you know NWO and Click, you'll know that this is their little symbol that they throw up. To those of you who don't, this kind of was their little thing. They would kind of shout each other out and say hi to each other on TV and stuff like that, all this group of buddies, by throwing this up. And Nash was one of them. So it's Too Sweet is what everybody calls it, but back then they didn't really have anything for it. They didn't have a name for it. They just kind of just did it. So as he's coming down the hallway, I'm coming down the hallway. I'm like, oh God, I guess I want to see him. Now remember, and I'm just like, screw it. And I'm like, Big Kev. And I go like this and I throw it up. And he's like walking towards, dude, this guy is just like 100% like swag everywhere he walked. He looked like he was in character back when he used to wrestle. Like he'd walk and he'd kind of be like swaying with his arms. It was ridiculous. And that's like what he looked like coming down the hallway. Now again, so maybe that's just how I saw him, in like some like aura around him. I don't know. But this dude's coming and I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh crap, Big Kev. And I throw it up. And I'm like, I've taken a risk here. He could absolutely ignore this. There's people everywhere. I have drawn attention to myself. This is going to suck. It does not suck. He then hits it. Boom! Goes right there with me. I freak out. This is where it goes downhill. Now, of course, nothing else happens from here. But what could have been a really cool moment with Big Kevin, me just kind of like, yeah, and just keep walking. I decide to like fucking fangirl, and I'm like, game made! That's it, baby! We can go home, all this, that. And of course, we're still walking, and you know, we pass, but it's like, here I am putting on this freaking spectacle as we walked out of there. That's it! Everything's done! I don't need any autographs! I'm just too sweet to Kevin Nash! I'm good, blah, blah, blah. No, bad luck. And it was probably one of those things, and nobody will know this unless you're a wrestling fan, but there's a phrase that's used that I'm sure right after Kevin and I did that and he walked by, he didn't even turn around. I'm sure he didn't turn around. He's too fucking cool for that. But he probably gave a look over the shoulder and just went, fucking Mark. Terrible. And that, my friends, is the two stories of when I met Kevin Nash. Michael Leader, never afraid to make an ass of himself. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching today, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all forms of social media, Twitter and Instagram. I am at Michael Leader. Facebook is Michael Leader Actor. And make sure on all forms of social media, no matter what you're doing, if you're talking about me, posting a picture, sharing one of my videos, make sure you hashtag follow the leader.